This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Hasn't been like a huge overflow of individuals, but the space is available, and we're encouraging people who are seeking shelter through the winter months to come this way.
This is the chance for anyone who doesn't have insurance through their employer or through Medicaid or Medicare to look for insurance and sign up for affordable, high-quality health insurance coverage for themselves and their family.
Every year we try to add to what we have. Granted, our Halloween collection outdoes my Christmas collection, but it's well worth it to see all the kids' faces at Halloween time.
She's been in this building actually for a very long time. So there's lots of elementary students who have been part of her life, and she's dedicated so much to our district and to our buildings and to our kids.
Those are some of the top stories that we'll be hearing this morning. Good morning to everyone from News 8 Now. It is 6:01, and I am Emily Haugen. I'm in for Jordan Fremstad this morning. Very excited to be here with Derek.
Good to have you on the show, Emily.
Yes, very pumped. As I was saying earlier, it's great to see you before noon. I feel like that's the earliest I've seen you ever. So
I know.
Very, very fun.
Dark and early, right?
Dark and early. I know. Speaking of dark and early, what's the weather going to be like today?
Yeah, let's get right to it, Emily. So we did have a few clouds move through overnight, as you can see on the satellite picture, but they have since cleared out. So we are looking clear here to start the morning off with temperatures in the 20s in Black River Falls and Sparta here, both at 25 to 26 degrees. But really the rest of us, though, we can say are into the 30s. Now, the 30s won't last too much longer because, as you can see, we're going to be well into the 40s, though, as we head towards 9 o'clock. 55 degrees at 11, 64 degrees at 1, and then between around 3 and 5, that should be our warmest, with highs picking up into the upper 60s to even the low 70s in some spots. Plenty of sunshine to go around today, and the more important thing is of how warm it's going to be here, especially this afternoon as well. We'll talk more about these high temperatures as we head into the full weather forecast, which is still to come a little bit later, but we'll talk about your schoolcast, though, next in the weather segment. Emily?
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Derek. The permit for the Houska Park campground expired last night. Unsheltered people were expected to leave the park by midnight, but as our Dua Asrar found out yesterday, there were still many tents and people in the park.
As you can see right behind me, there are still several tents and people at Houska Park. La Crosse's homeless service coordinator Brian Sampson says the city has no plans to remove these tents and will not forcibly remove anyone at Houska Park, but the campground will shut down at midnight. When the clock strikes midnight, water and power will shut down at Houska Park. La Crosse's homeless service coordinator Brian Sampson says the city has been working with community nonprofits, including the Salvation Army and Catholic Charities, to find shelter for people who are homeless.
If you're following their rules and their guidelines and utilizing their facility appropriately.
Salvation Army's Director of Development Isaiah Thomas says roughly 7 people have come to the Salvation Army seeking shelter.
Hasn't been like a huge overflow of individuals, but the space is available, and we're encouraging people who are seeking shelter.
Thomas says the Salvation Army is offering shelter to those who want to commit to the nonprofit's emergency program.
We are asking that they come this way if they're ready for an emergency program-based shelter.
He says people who are looking for a warming shelter will be redirected to the Catholic Charities. Sampson says once all the warming shelters reach capacity, La Crosse's Mayor Mitch Reynolds will issue an emergency decree. The Southside neighborhood and the Northside Policing Center will be used as overflow shelters only during the night.
It'd be very difficult for us to hire staff to run them during the day, and I know that some of the facilities we're looking at have daytime obligations already.
Sampson says there aren't enough dayside shelter spaces in the community, and there is a large likelihood individuals will use public and private spaces around La Crosse to stay warm.
We don't have that one place where people are able to utilize for a day center, and we just have to be prepared as a community and plan the best that we can.
Sampson says the city of La Crosse is committed to not criminalizing homelessness. He says tickets can be issued for trespassing or breaking a city ordinance, but not for being homeless. Reporting in Houska Park, Dua Asrar, News 8 Now.
All right, thanks, Dua. Sampson says the county has provided families with hotel vouchers. Individuals will be directed to warming shelters. And a Black River Falls woman charged with child pornography is going to trial. Jennifer Zillmer waived her right to a preliminary hearing. She is now being held in Jackson County on a $4,000 cash bond. Zillmer's husband, Casey, is charged with similar charges. He's being held on $10,000 cash. Probation and parole agents did their checks on homes of registered sex offenders to make sure trick-or-treaters were safe last night. Department of Corrections officials made random stops at homes to make sure offenders don't have any Halloween decorations out, wear a costume, or hand out any candy. This is a yearly check. A probation officer we spoke with says she's been doing this for 20 years and has arrested people for breaking those rules.
Sometimes they feel that it doesn't apply to them and they make a wrong choice and go against the contract, and so yeah, there's been some custodies over the years. We're hoping tonight that everyone is in compliance.
Good, how are you?
Agent Paff says if you see any suspicious activity to call the Sex Offender Safe Tip line or call 911 if you feel threatened. Now, candidates aren't the only things to decide on the ballot this election season. The La Crosse school referendum discussion continues on both sides. On Monday morning, the Vote Yes for La Crosse Schools group held a press conference to get a final word out before November 8th. They talked about why they will vote yes to combining the high schools in La Crosse, and group members say that although the two high schools have worked for many years, now is the time for change.
I understand that there is a rich history, but we are one city, and I really believe that together we will be stronger. We will create a better future for our children, and I am excited about our kids being together.
If you would like to learn more about the referendum ahead of Election Day, including the opposition groups, we have a link with more information at news8000.com. Just a week before the midterm elections, campaigning is intensifying in the states that will decide the balance of power in Congress. Former President Barack Obama heads to Nevada today. That's following campaign stops in Georgia, Michigan, and here in Wisconsin over the weekend. Former President Donald Trump is expected to visit Pennsylvania, Florida, Ohio, and Iowa. The November elections are a week away, and candidate campaigns are in a sprint to the finish line. Democratic nominee for Senate Mandela Barnes stopped at UW-La Crosse on Monday to meet with college voters. After Barnes gave a speech, UWL students walked or pedaled to campus polling locations to vote early. Voter mobilization wasn't the only thing on Barnes's mind. In light of the attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband, we asked Barnes if he's concerned about elected officials' safety.
The conversation has gotten so out of control, and it feels as if, there are candidates who just want to not just win the election, they want you to hate the opponent. And that's not the way things should be done.
Barnes also made stops in Viroqua and Eau Claire. He will continue campaigning in Milwaukee today as well. With November elections right around the corner, candidates up and down the ballot are making their closing arguments to voters this week. In Minnesota, at the top of the ticket, the governor's race. DFL incumbent Tim Walz faces Republican challenger Dr. Scott Jensen in a matchup that is recently much closer. During a rally, Jensen made his case known to supporters ahead of the election.
My closing argument is the heroes of Minnesota are the everyday people. They're saying we've had enough. We think that Minnesota was not, if you will, governed as if the governor trusted us.
Both Jensen and Walz have packed schedules from now until Election Day, crisscrossing the state of Minnesota in order to win as much support as they can get. And a Winona Elementary School kicked off Halloween celebrations with a special surprise. The Winona Education Association announced their Teacher of the Year Monday morning. The recipient had no idea that the assembly was for her. Kristen Schultz teaches 3rd grade at Jefferson Elementary School. She says winning this award reminds her of why she started teaching.
I have always wanted to be a teacher since 3rd grade, and this is my 31st year of teaching, and I have taught 3rd grade most of them, and I love being with the students every day. I love the excitement when they come to school and they want to be here.
Each year, teachers nominate a colleague they think deserves the award, and once the nominees have filled out a questionnaire, a committee selects the lucky winner. One teacher and committee member say it can be difficult to select a teacher that stands out from the rest, but Schultz's dedication makes her one of a kind.
She's been in this building actually for a very long time. So there's lots of elementary students who have been part of her life, and she's dedicated so much to our district and to our buildings and to our kids.
Plus, Schultz's family traveled from out of town to show their support. Still ahead on your morning news, middle seats aren't always the best for travelers, but this Thursday you could win a sandwich for being sandwiched between two other travelers. We'll explain. And getting verified on Twitter might cost you soon. That and more coming up after the break. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. A Swiss railway operator broke the world record for the longest passenger train on Saturday. A train that is 1.2 miles long completed a 5.5-mile trip in the Alps. The Swiss train traveled about 15 miles in 1 hour. The train comprised 100 passenger coaches, which needed 7 drivers and 21 technicians to operate. And it is 6:10 this morning. We'll be right back with more news.
And that was a clear look there from CityCam 8. We did have a few clouds move through the Coulee region overnight, but those clouds have since diminished, and we're looking at temperature readings both into the 20s and 30s this morning. 33 in Eau Claire, 38 degrees though down south in La Crosse. Your zone forecast today does call for another very warm one. In fact, our high temperatures will be rising this time into the low 70s with plenty of sunshine all around La Crosse County today. 72 in Gays Mills, 68 though in Viroqua, and 69 in Westby this afternoon, with highs reaching 71 degrees if you're in Sparta, 70 in Warrens, and 70 today in Blair. Looking at 69 in Osseo, highs reaching 67 in Bloomer, 67 in Thorpe, and 69 degrees in Altoona today, 69 as well in Eau Claire. Schoolcast though this morning looking at 38 degrees with clear skies, 59 and sunny by the lunch hour, and by dismissal things are still looking clear. Temperatures at around 68 degrees. I'll be back with another check on the forecast still to come.
Subway understands that for travelers, being sandwiched in a middle seat isn't an ideal situation. But get this, for National Sandwich Day, it's offering free subs for those stuck in the so-called sandwich seat on a flight. On November 3rd, travelers can upload a photo of themselves in the middle seat for a chance to win a free footlong. The submission site is only open for 1 day, but the restaurant is planning to give away 10,000 gift cards for free footlongs, so keep that in mind. Federal Trade Commission says millions of students' personal information have been exposed because of a security breach on education technology provider Chegg. The federal agency has ordered Chegg to strengthen safeguards around its customers' data. Chegg's businesses include renting textbooks to students and scholarship search services. The FTC wants the company to take more protective actions, such as strengthening security and limiting the data it collects and stores. Well, the blue check mark on Twitter lets users know that an account is authentic or verified. That verification is particularly helpful for celebrities, influential accounts, even journalists. For its users, that verification is free, but it could change soon. According to Twitter documents, a new update would have users paying $19.99 a month for the subscription service. If existing users don't start paying for the product within 90 days, they could lose their verified status. Elon Musk is still working to shake things up and put his stamp on the social media platform since he's taken over. Gas or electric? Given the choice, many professional chefs and home cooks choose gas cooktops, but that choice could come with some health risks. New research from Consumer Reports reveals gas ranges can have a big downside.
Gas stoves are instantly satisfying. With just a switch of a knob, you get heat and you see flame. But what you can't see might actually harm you. Consumer Reports just conducted a series of emissions tests on gas ranges and found levels of nitrogen oxides at more than double the standard for outdoor air set by the Environmental Protection Agency.
Nitrogen oxides are pollutants more typically associated with outdoor sources like power plants and cars and trucks. But new studies suggest that gas ranges can actually produce these emissions inside your home.
The gases can worsen asthma and other lung diseases and may increase the risk of asthma in children.
These gases are more potent with regard to acute toxicity, which means they could cause problems potentially even in the short time frame that people might spend making dinner.
So what can you do if you own a gas range? CR says create as much ventilation as possible. A range hood is your best bet. Turn it on every time you're cooking. And if you don't have a range hood, open the windows and doors and use a fan to help the gases dissipate.
If you're shopping for a new range, you definitely want to consider electric or ideally induction. These aren't the electric ranges you remember, and many pro chefs are even using induction models.
This Frigidaire costs thousands less than other recommended induction ranges in CR's tests, and it offers excellent cooktop performance, and it's also very good for baking.
And another benefit of electric induction, they're about twice as efficient as gas ranges without the harmful emissions.
Clear skies this morning in La Crosse with temperatures at 38 degrees. A bit warmer though here downtown, 42 though. A feel-like temperature of 34 thanks to a bit of a southeast wind at 5 miles an hour. We do have a south wind here in Eau Claire as well. 33 degrees for your temperature under clear skies. Visibility has dropped to about 5 miles. Temperatures are currently into the 20s and 30s across the Coulee region. Much colder though, Black River Falls, Sparta and Volkfield. You're into the mid-20s to low 30s out there. Satellite and radar picture shows that we did have some clouds move through overnight, but now things are looking pretty clear and we expect plenty of sunshine to go around here throughout the day. By noon we're 59 degrees. Warm and sunny conditions continue at 5, temperatures at 68. Clear skies this evening at 9 o'clock, 56 degrees for the temperature. But check out the highs today. We're going to be well into the low 70s. Only a couple spots like Viroqua and Eau Claire may only reach the upper 60s, but as you can see, the majority of us though today will be well into the low 70s come this afternoon. And tomorrow, in fact, looks a lot warmer than today with a high of 74 degrees. And then we start to drop down into the 60s Thursday and Friday, followed by the 50s as we head into this weekend and also into early next week. And that's because as long as we have that south wind in place, it's going to remain pretty warm here over the coming days. And we do expect that conditions will remain out of the south as we head into tonight and through the day tomorrow too. Now we may see a weak disturbance move in from the west, creating a few more clouds rather than what we're expecting here today. And then maybe some cloud cover lasts as we head into Wednesday night into early Thursday. Now we will be looking at increased cloud cover followed by that south wind. So Thursday still looks relatively warm, but we will be looking at some cooler and wetter conditions associated with this frontal system that is expected to move in by the end of this week. And that is why we're looking at increased rain chances for both Friday and Saturday. And notice how our temperatures will be getting cooler here at the same time as well, especially as we head into Sunday and Monday. In fact, we could be as cool as 53 degrees for both Monday and Tuesday. And speaking of Tuesday, we may even see our next best chance of rain here as we head into early next week as well. Meanwhile, our low temperatures should mainly be into the 40s and 50s. Stay tuned though, we'll have much more news and weather still to come right here on News 8 Now this morning. But for now, we are taking a very quick break with a look at what happened on this day in history here on November 1st. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. A few clouds rolled through the Coulee region overnight, but now things are looking mostly clear and quiet with temperatures well into the 20s. Very cold in areas like Black River Falls and Sparta, 25 to 26 degrees, 36 though in Winona, 33 in Eau Claire, 38 the temperature now in La Crosse. Dog walking conditions this morning look good. Clear skies, lots of sunshine for the afternoon. Clear skies will linger as we head into the early evening as well with plenty of sunshine. But stay tuned. We'll have a check on your commute forecast coming up in just a bit.
Welcome to the Morning Blitz. If you're a Wisconsin sports fan needing a break from the Packers, you ought to check out the Bucks. They're off to a 5-0 start on the season, and Giannis was just named Eastern Conference Player of the Week for the 18th time in his career. Over the last week, he's averaged 35 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 blocks. He's shooting above 50% from the field, and he's doing this all while Chris Middleton is still preparing to make his debut. He's always going to put up the stats, but what makes this team a legitimate contender is their defense.
It's for teams, it's hard for them to score on us. As long as we take pride in our defense, we put ourselves in position to win. I think every game that we step out there, no matter if our shots are falling, if we defend, I think we are in a very, very good spot.
All right, Bucks were looking to make that 6-0 tonight as they hosted the Pistons, and this defense was putting on a show. Third quarter, Drew Holiday causing havoc on the Detroit guards, jumping the pass for the steal, and then on the other end, it's hard to miss him, throws it up to Giannis for the alley-oop. Bucks go up 7, and just seconds later, Bogdanović driving, but Brook Lopez coming over for the block, his 1,550th of his career, and then in transition, Holiday sees his man Giannis driving to the hoop for another bucket. Bucks up 9. Later in the third, just to watch the Greek Freak do his thing, driving past defenders, shaking them off, and then going to the hoop. Nobody's going to even try to stop him. He'd have 26 points and we're not even to the fourth quarter. But in the fourth, Detroit would make a bit of a comeback. Cade Cunningham drives and kicks to Isaiah Stewart, who finished over Brook Lopez to tie this game up with less than a minute to go. Next possession, Pfizer Forum on its feet. Halloween is over. It's officially holiday season. Drew Holiday with the step back 3 over Jaden Ivey gives the Bucks the lead and the win. Milwaukee is now 6-0 to start the season. Now I know it's a little early, but I think we can go ahead and mark this team down for a deep postseason run. But that's all I have for now. We'll be right back.
It is 6:30 this morning, and breaking overnight, the death toll from the Seoul Halloween tragedy rises to 155. At least 155 people are now confirmed to have been killed following Saturday's Halloween crowd surge in Seoul, according to the South Korean Minister of the Interior and Safety. Now, South Korea's president declared a week of mourning. And North Korea is warning the U.S. and South Korea to halt large-scale military drills. In a statement, the foreign ministry said the Korean peninsula has entered a serious confrontation phase of power for power. South Korea and the U.S. started week-long military drills Monday. They will involve more than 100 warplanes over South Korean airspace. North Korea says it may take more powerful follow-up measures if the exercises continue. And at least 36 people want to speak at the sentencing hearing for the man convicted of the Waukesha parade tragedy. Last Wednesday, a jury found Darrell Brooks guilty of killing 6 people and injuring dozens of others. On Monday, the judge moved the sentencing date and set aside 2 full days to give everyone who wants to speak an opportunity to do so. Brooks says 20 people will speak on his behalf. His sentencing is scheduled for November 15th and 16th. And Shanghai's Disney Resort has abruptly closed. That decision is in line with China's COVID-19 prevention measures and a COVID-0 policy. All visitors are directed to stay in the park until they return a negative test for the virus. The Shanghai government says on its official WeChat account that the park was denying people from entering or exiting. Social media users have reported that the theme park continues to operate rides for visitors stuck inside. Like I was saying earlier, that's pretty nice compared to having nothing going on when you're in there. Anyway, Minneapolis police officers will soon be getting some new co-workers. Social workers are coming to the department to help MPD's response to mental health and addiction issues. David Schumann has the story.
It only takes a few minutes with Anthony Rauschendorfer for it to become clear how passionate he is for making a positive impact through his work.
Having the opportunity to personally interact with the community member that needs assistance in any type of way, I think is very important.
He has a master's degree in social work and a law degree. Currently with the University of St. Thomas's Community Justice Project, Anthony wants to pivot and work with the Minneapolis Police Department.
The big appeal for me is having a healthy start to meaningful change. I hope that the interdisciplinary approach to responding to the community, I think, is very important.
The City Council has approved a program of embedding 5 Hennepin County social workers with MPD. The county says they'll do follow-ups at first, reaching out to people with mental health or addiction issues who officers encounter, then connecting them with resources.
This job seems to be kicking off this new program and really starting to understand the needs of the community and law enforcement and how they're interacting with the community.
Anthony says he'd love to be part of 911 response. The job description on the county's website says social workers will, quote, respond when needed with law enforcement to calls in the community.
It's a lot to ask each individual profession or group to address really complex needs. Having more than one professional on board to try and support that is very, very important, I think.
La Crosse has a program actually pretty similar to that one. Hennepin County social workers are already embedded in more than a dozen suburban Minnesota police departments. And open enrollment for U.S. healthcare starts today. The certified navigators at Workforce Connections say they will help anyone who would like help to enroll. Ahead of open enrollment, the Wisconsin Insurance Commissioner held an event in La Crosse. He says the services offered at Workforce Connections benefit people and families navigating the system.
This is the chance for anyone who doesn't have insurance through their employer or through Medicaid or Medicare to look for insurance and sign up for affordable, high-quality health insurance coverage for themselves and their family.
Recent research confirms that navigators are critical to helping underserved consumers, like adults who speak more than one language. Millions of Americans are living with vision loss, and those conditions also increase their risks for other health and well-being issues. Elise Preston shows us an organization that is helping people with vision loss navigate and educate the world around them.
So let's go forward. Heather, forward, honey.
Lori DeMarco is constantly learning the world around her.
And then go forward. Yeah.
She lost her vision more than 40 years ago from diabetic retinopathy, a leading cause of vision loss in the United States.
It's dark. There's no color. But remember the static on TVs years ago when it didn't work? Well, it moves through my eyes like clouds.
According to the CDC, more than 4 million Americans aged 40 and older have uncorrectable vision impairment. That number is expected to more than double by 2050 as a result of diabetes, other chronic diseases, and an aging population.
Vision loss is something that affects many people.
Bill Schultz is the president and CEO of Vision Loss Alliance of New Jersey, a nonprofit helping those living with blindness or vision loss live independent lives.
Too often people who are blind or have low vision tend to be isolated, and we want to make sure that they're part of a community and that they're getting skills that they need.
The organization also helps people advocate in their communities, so places like this wine store know how to best serve customers.
So we take a step over this way.
And participants learn how to take advantage of technology, like Seeing Eye apps.
Whispering Angel Road 2021.
Oh, nice. What does that independence mean for you? Freedom.
For retired teacher Lori DeMarco, it's a mission.
I'm an educator, so the way a blind person delivers the message is also important.
A message for those around her about living with vision loss.
Very cool. People with vision loss advise sighted persons who want to help not to startle them by coming up and touching their arm. Just simply ask first if they need assistance and then respect their reply. Well, Time is recognizing a local car dealer for a big award in the automotive industry. Andrew Dahl of Dahl Automotive is up for the 2023 Time Dealer of the Year. It's an award that recognizes successful auto dealers who also show a commitment to community service. Each state auto association nominates one dealer, and the winner receives $10,000 to give to charity. Dahl says it's humbling to represent Wisconsin, but believes it was a team effort.
I'm not the one selling, servicing the cars, taking care of our guests. It's our team, and so I'm just really excited for our team and greater organization, just to really validate the good work that our team is doing.
Dahl's community efforts include an addiction center for women, the La Crosse YMCA, and the Dahl Family Foundation. He'll be recognized at a national event in Dallas next January. And on the spookiest night of the year, one West Salem couple made sure to bring the screams. A 5-year family tradition came back this Halloween. The Pettis family started building their haunted house for their son's senior exit project. He wanted to do a Halloween-themed project that brought the community together. Since then, even though their son has moved out, the Pettis' homemade haunted house continues to grow.
Every year we try to add to what we have. Granted, our Halloween collection outdoes my Christmas collection, but it's well worth it to see all the kids' faces at Halloween time.
That is so cool and creative. I don't think I'd do very well in there, though. The family started working on the display at the end of September. They're hoping to keep it going next year.
Skies are looking clear here across the Cooley region. We did have a few clouds overnight. They have since cleared out, though, and skies are looking clear with temperatures into the 20s and 30s. But the 20s are more so towards the east. Black River Falls and Sparta 25 to 26 degrees for you. La Crosse at 38 and Eau Claire at 33, just shy of that freezing mark. For today, very sunny and very warm, too. Highs pick up to 71 degrees and a south wind at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Before tonight, we drop down to about 50. Pretty mild, though, for this time of year with clear skies overhead and a south-southeast wind, very light still at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. For your drivecast this morning, things continue to look clear. Sunny skies for that lunch hour, and this evening, things are looking good still. Lots of sun and clear skies. Overall, mild here to end the day as well on your commute back home. But stay tuned. We'll have a final check on the weather forecast in just a bit. Emily?
All right. Thanks, Derek. Well, if you woke up on Monday and your Instagram wasn't loading, you weren't alone. We'll explain the details about the latest crash on the social media platform coming up on our Buzz Report. We'll be right back.
Clear skies, temperatures at 38 degrees in La Crosse, southeast winds at around 5 miles an hour. But we do have a feel-like temperature of 34 when you factor in just a bit of wind, though. Downtown temperatures a bit warmer than the airport, currently at 42 degrees. River Stage at 4.88 feet and rising. But if you're in Eau Claire, you're looking colder, though, just shy of that freezing mark at 33. Skies, though, still looking clear here as well. Visibility currently at 5 miles, and winds here are looking calm, too. It's much colder, though, in areas like Sparta at 26. Black River Falls is at 25. Oakfield, 31 degrees. Winona currently reporting 36 degrees this morning. We did have a few clouds here overnight. They have since cleared out over the last couple of hours, and skies look clear now, and it looks like the indications are we're going to continue to remain clear and sunny throughout the day. It will be 59 degrees at noon today, followed by warm and sunny conditions, 68 degrees at 5, and then 9 o'clock, 60 or 56, I should say, with clear skies well overhead. Forecast high temperatures today into the low 70s, but there are a couple of exceptions, though. Viroqua and Eau Claire may only reach the upper 60s, but as you can see, the majority of us today will be well into the low 70s come this afternoon. And it looks like those 70-degree high temperatures will continue through Wednesday before cooling down to the 60s Thursday and Friday and well into the 50s this weekend and also into early next week. And that's because we do have a front on the way, which is going to help cool us down. But for now, over the next few days, we're going to continue to remain on the warm side as we'll continue to be influenced by a south wind here throughout the day today into tonight and well into the day tomorrow. That south wind will be in place once again. A weak disturbance, though, could cause some increase in clouds, though, for tomorrow. But because that south wind will be still across the area, we expect temperatures to really not be influenced by the cloud cover, more so the south wind keeping us relatively warm. Even into Thursday, despite the clouds here, we will still be looking at some warmer air, but it will be a slightly cooler, though, because we'll see abundant cloud cover this time. We're also watching this front here back to the west, which will increase the rain chances for us, and also the cooler temperatures do exist behind it as well. So that's why we are thinking that we will be entering somewhat of a wetter pattern and also cooler pattern as well. You'll notice that our rain chances go up to 70 to 80% between Friday and early this weekend on Saturday, with temperatures cooling down behind that front at the same time. We'll be dropping into the 50s starting Saturday and then continue through early next week. We'll be watching for another chance of rain on Tuesday as well, with a high of around 53. Lows into the 40s and 50s.
In our Buzz Report this morning, about 7,000 Instagram users reported issues accessing the social media platform Monday morning. That is according to the outage tracking site Down Detector. But the number of reports dipped noticeably less than an hour later. This comes after WhatsApp, which is also owned by Facebook, crashed last week. Instagram confirmed in a tweet it was looking into the issue and apologized for the inconvenience. And Enola Holmes teams up with her famous older brother in Enola Holmes 2. The sequel to the hit Netflix film finds her on her first official case to find a missing girl in 19th century London. Enola Holmes 2 debuts on Netflix this Friday. And when Manifest was canceled after 3 seasons, viewers thought they'd never learn what really happened to the passengers of Flight 828, but a fan campaign and the show's popularity helped revive the mystery series. The final season of Manifest will be split into 2 10-episode halves. The first half debuts this Friday on Netflix. And we're going to head to break with today's Look Who's 8. Take it away, Derek.
That's right. Happy 8 years to Ashton. Ashton loves to hunt, fish, and play football. Happy birthday, Ashton.
And happy 8th birthday to Alana. She loves arts and crafts, fishing with her dad, and bike rides with her mom. Happy birthday.
Happy 8th birthday to Deacon. Deacon is an Aphany guy who loves telling jokes, playing baseball, and making his baby brother laugh.
Happy 18th birthday to Aubrey. She enjoys cheerleading and hiking with her dog, Pebbles. Happy birthday, Aubrey.
And happy 18th birthday to Sean. Sean is a proud athlete and plans to major in pharmacy in college.
And happy 88 to Jenny. She is always willing to help someone and loves to spend time with her grandkids and her great-granddaughter.
Well, if you know a special someone turning 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80 years old, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Just upload their photo to our website, that is news8000.com. Then look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website. And stay with us. We have everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your morning news now is up next. Candidates aren't the only things to decide on the ballot this election season. The discussion of the La Crosse school referendum continues on both sides. On Monday morning, the Vote Yes for La Crosse Schools group held a press conference to get a final word out before November 8th. They talked about why they will vote yes to combining the high schools in La Crosse. And group members say that although the two high schools have worked for many years, now is the time for change.
I understand that there is a rich history, but we are one city, and I really believe that together we will be stronger. We will create a better future for our children. And I am excited about our kids being together.
If you'd like to learn more about the referendum ahead of Election Day, we have a link with more information at news8000.com. And open enrollment for U.S. healthcare starts today. The certified navigators at Workforce Connections will help anyone who would like help to enroll ahead of open enrollment. The Wisconsin Insurance Commissioner held an event in La Crosse. He says services offered at Workforce Connections benefit people and families navigating the system.
This is the chance for anyone who doesn't have insurance through their employer or through Medicaid or Medicare to look for insurance and sign up for affordable, high-quality health insurance coverage for themselves and their family.
Recent research confirms that navigators are critical to helping underserved consumers, like adults who speak a language other than English, access coverage.
Clear skies this morning with temperatures well into the upper 30s, but we will be looking at the 40s by 9, 50s by 11, and we're not done warming up. As you can see, by the afternoon, our temperatures will be well into those mid to upper 60s, particularly between 1 to 3, with lots of sunshine throughout the day.
And a Winona Elementary School kicked off Halloween celebrations with a special surprise. The Winona Education Association announced their Teacher of the Year Monday morning. The recipient, she had no idea that the assembly was for her. Kirsten Schultz teaches 3rd grade at Jefferson Elementary School. She says winning this award reminds her of why she started teaching.
I have always wanted to be a teacher since 3rd grade, and this is my 31st year of teaching. And I have taught 3rd grade most of them. And I love being with the students every day. I love the excitement when they come to school and they want to be here.
Each year, teachers nominate a colleague they think deserves the award. And once the nominees have filled out a questionnaire, a committee will select the lucky winner. One teacher and committee member say it can be difficult to select a teacher that stands out from the rest. But Schultz's dedication makes her one of a kind.
She's been in this building actually for a very long time. So there's lots of elementary students who have been part of her life, and she's dedicated so much to our district and to our buildings and to our kids.
And on the spookiest night of the year, one West Salem couple made sure to bring the screams. A 5-year family tradition came back this Halloween. The Pettis family started building their haunted house for their son's senior exit project. He wanted to do a Halloween-themed project that brought the community together. Since then, even though their son has moved out, the Pettis' homemade haunted house continues to grow.
Every year we try to add to what we have. Granted, our Halloween collection outdoes my Christmas collection, but it's well worth it to see all the kids' faces at Halloween time.
The family started working on the display at the end of September, and they are hoping to keep it going next year.
And as you head out the door this morning, we'll be looking at temperatures well into the upper 30s with clear skies. Lots of sunshine around noon, 59 degrees, followed by lots of sun continuing well into the afternoon, 68 by 5. 71, though, will be our afternoon high temperature. Overall, a very mild day, a lot warmer thanks to that south wind today, Emily.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised to see how warm it's going to get considering how cold it is right now.
It's insane. Yeah, we're going to warm up pretty fast. And then, like at the end of the week, that front comes in. It's going to help cool us back down right where we should be, which is in the 50s this time of year.
I'll say I'm kind of looking forward to that rain. And I do have a question. Since we're the day after Halloween, did you dress up this year?
Actually, I did. I wore a Halloween tie. What'd you wear?
I was a cheerleader.
Be on air
I was a cheerleader from the show Glee. If anyone's familiar, let me know.
There you go.
But yeah, very fun. But I saw on your Facebook you posted a costume of you.
Oh, yep, I did. You can only find it nowhere. I'm sorry. You feel free to dress up though if you want.
Maybe next year or a belated
we're trying
look.
to get it sold at stores though. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Check out his Facebook for that. It's pretty good. Okay, well, don't forget to keep up with the news of the day on news8000.com. And we'll have the latest updates to today's top stories on News 8 Now at noon. We'll see you then. Have a great day.